Let me ask you this. Can you remember a time when you wanted to persuade someone important in your life to see things your way? Potentially you knew that the choices or actions of this particular someone are bad for them, and you just wanted to help, and with their best interest at heart. You talked and explained and begged and pleaded. However, not much has changed. No. Perhaps this was your partner, your boss, assistant, client, coworker. All the time we have conversations with people. We're trying to communicate our point of view to them, opting to come to this agreement. And if you have situations like this in your life and you want to be more successful at these types of conversations, this is where the art of rhetorical persuasion comes in quite handy. My name is Meta Groschel. I am a coach of influential communication skills to leaders and experts. I also teach influential public speaking skills. I absolutely adore the principles of persuasion, considering we use them ethically, of course. And in this video, I want to take you through a simple example of leading a person with questions to a decision that is a good decision for that person, of course. Actually, this individual will make their own decision with a bit of a nudge, you know. I'm going to tell you a story, and with this story, we will go through the elements of persuasion for you to see how this works. Okay, so are you ready? Yes, we're ready. Okay, first the context or the frame of this story. So I'm a mother of two. I have a girl and a boy. And when my son was about 8-ish year old, he was mad into soccer. I was a legit soccer mom, really. He loved soccer, but, well, homework? Not so much. So after practice, he'd usually start like dragging his notebooks out and the school bag and like all tired and annoyed about it. And I was going mental, like, why don't you get this done before practice? I used to ask, you know, and I was not successful at all. So one day, a very lovely sunny summer day, as we're parking the car in the driveway, the neighbor's kids come out, bouncing the ball around and asking him, hey, you want to play? Mommy, can I play? Homework, maybe? Oh, yes, I still have homework. Then no. And with this came this, oh my God, a brilliant idea, a persuasion tactic in my eye. Next day, I start a conversation. So here it is. Okay, the idea is I found an angle, an entry point. Hey, it was a really lovely day yesterday, wasn't it? And I wait for that agreement. I need to hear the yes. I need him to check that for me. Notice I said nothing about play or homework. This is important. You have to start from an angle that's positive, agreeable, and in a way somewhat more related to the bigger picture of the actual request, like something that, like a sunny day, because you go out to play on a sunny day, not on a rainy day. Okay, now, a second question. It's a bit of a shame you didn't get to play outside, yeah? I wait again for what? For the yes. Now, as a caveat, if I had heard a no, then I might be on the losing streak. I need to find another entry point, so it's not going to work. But if he's agreeing so far, like if I have him on the stream, then you know we can play that way. Yeah, we can go towards that way. Okay, so it was a shame. He agreed that it was a shame that he didn't get to go out and play with the neighbor's kid. Okay, so we have question number 3 now. What stopped you? The homework, right? So you could go out to play if you didn't have that homework so late in the evening, yeah? I wait for another. Yes. Wouldn't it be great if you had done it sooner? Now here's where things get a little bit complicated. And this is the normal space for people to reach for that classic excuse, an obstacle or objection. So this is where he would, I could have done it, mommy, but this and that and this and but there's no time, I have to play, and the teachers suck, and blah. So here's where we get into modeling. We're going to lead this conversation to someone that could, to like options and resources. So I asked my son, okay, is there someone in your school that is doing their homework prior to lunch, that gets that homework done early? Yes, there is. What do you think? What are they doing differently now? Now he starts to explain the options. Well, they start straight away. Maybe they don't talk so much to the kids. Maybe, they do that or this. And so he was like kind of counting out a couple of options. Well, could you do something like that maybe? Now we're into a more open conversation where I'm actually going to explore options with him. I don't want to give him my options. I don't want to give him my answer. I don't want my answer to affect him. I also want him to figure this out on his own. So this is really important. First of all, when he is thinking about his own options, this is where this new frame of thinking starts shaping up, and it leads to more of an intrinsic decision. It also, if a person is led by intrinsic motivation to get some work done, it's going to be way more engaging for you, for anybody to really, be motivated to follow through. So this is why, even with persuasion, you do engage with the options so that people make up their own mind, and you're not pursuing your agenda, but they're pursuing their own goals, not yours. This is how persuasion can be ethical, yeah? So now he started thinking out loud. Okay, counted like a number of options, like, I can do this, 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 this. With an active listening technique, I would summarize all of that. Okay, so I summarized, so I reflected back to him. So you said you can first do it faster, second, talk to the teacher, 3, copy from your friend. That's quite a lot of options here. So which option are you willing to test out tomorrow? So which option will you test out tomorrow to see how it works out? Now, this is an important pivotal moment. I live for these moments. I see him thinking, like there's new connections forming in his neural net as I observe his pretty little face, pretty little head. His brain is developing a principle. He's deciding to test an option out. And here's where I left it. Here's where I leave it. This little boy, have to say, like this is a true story, in the next 2 weeks, he was running to mommy's car each day, celebrating his newfound success. It was so lovely to observe, like every day. Either it was just like half the homework done, or sometimes it was all the homework done. He was like, mommy, what happened today? He kept on bragging about how fast he was working and how he got his teacher to help, and how he's, now ready to go out and play. And I was just so happy. It was a great sight to see him excited about not only getting to play outside with his friends, but he was also excitedly proud of himself and his own achievement. And he was in all damn right proud of himself. He got the work done. He was the one who made the choice. He went to soccer training, then came home and played, and he well deserved it. So let's recap this briefly. We had here in this conversation, so we had an opening statement that was a positive resonance with an agreement. Then we led the conversation into the pain frame. Then we led it, number 3, into the outcome desire frame. We continued with overcoming objections by leading towards like this variety of options. And from this, we closed with a call to action, which was one agreement about this one next option, the next actionable step. In fact, if you were to design a persuasive presentation for work, this is the exact structure that you would have to use to nail it. So as you see, there is a structure to these types of conversations. However, they are difficult. It's not really a straight road. In order to be like really savvy and good at it, you have to be highly observant of the conversation and what's happening in the conversation. It's a bit like a detective game about what people need or want or desire, and you have to also care and investigate, what their real needs are and interests and wants. I personally do believe that the more you really, really care about those needs, and the more you really get to develop an interest into those needs and ask questions about the needs, the more charismatic you become. So I feel that in that sense, rhetorical influence, together meshed with this ethics and empathy of the heart, can really create a really charismatic individual. So this is it for this video. I love that you watched the video to the end. If you found it useful, please don't hesitate to share it. It would mean the world to me if you did. You are most welcome to subscribe to this channel, of course, if you haven't done so by now. I thank you if you did. Do take care, and remember to speak soon.